Hello, everyone, and welcome to the last conference of the Pranic World Festival 2021. It feels weird to say that I'm welcoming the next speaker because actually he is welcoming us in his home. We are here with Nicolas. Hi, Nico.
Hi, Naida. Thank you.
Welcome. I have to say that Nicolas, in his previous life, was a game designer. Then he moved here in this pristine nature in the middle of Italy with the skill and the passion of creating games. And game after game, here we are in this big funny game that he created, the Pranic World Festival. Thank you, Nicolas.
Thank you, Naida.
I give you the space to share, and then I come back for the question from our audience.
With pleasure. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So it is true that I was a game designer in my past life, and now I become a life designer. There is a switch in consciousness that happens when you become a Breatharian. So I started my journey 9 years ago with the first process, and the process was here in this place. And it was a 21-day process that I extended to 35 days. And at the end of my process, I didn't feel with strong energy, and I didn't feel the prana. And I was also sleeping much, and my weight was reduced a lot. I was not stabilizing. So I decided to go back on food, as many of you have already experienced. Then food came back to me, and I increased again my body. And a year after, I discovered that during that year, I had many benefits happening to me. And these benefits were astonishing, like small miracles, small healings in my physical body. My teeth healed, my back pain healed, my knees healed. I did a lot of martial arts, and I did competition, and my bones were a bit used. So I experienced cellular regeneration that we all have. But when you take this Breatharian journey, it's going to be accelerated very much. In the beginning, slowly increasing, depending how much food you're playing around on your journey of pranic living. So after 1 year, I was feeling the same pains again. And I said to myself, I need to have another process. This time I had a process with a facilitator, and this changed my life forever. So now I can say, because it wasn't clear in the first years of my journey, that I am not 50 years old, but I am 9 years old with 41 years of practice in the other paradigm. It is a true rebirth that happens. It is before my life was surviving, and now my life is truly about living. I could not understand before going through all these stages of 41 years is not much, but still I experienced enough for me to see the most important thing that is still with me now and keeps me going on this journey is the dissolution of suffering. And I understand now that my life before was about handling the depression that I had in all my body, in all my cells, in all my atoms. Because each time you bring food to yourself, you bring information to yourself. And that information goes everywhere in your body, from your hair to your toes. And it's going to blend with the atoms. And it's going to create density. And your atoms that are in the atom is the fuel of the universe. Call it prana, call it chi, call it mana, call it oily consciousness. We are made of energy, we are made of atoms. What you're going to put through your mouth, you're going to bring to everywhere on your physical body and in your consciousness. So if you eat too much, you're going to lower down your vibration and you're going to experience suffering. And this is needed at a certain degree to experience this density. Because, my friends, you must not try to escape suffering or to condemn it or to think that it is bad. Look at nature. The caterpillar in the field eats a lot every day. He needs to eat. And he becomes bigger and bigger every day, every week, until he can't move anymore. And then he's going to naturally decide to create a retreat, a process. He's going to stop and do a cocoon. And that cocoon is going to be his transition, his transmutation. It's going to become a butterfly. And the butterfly is a complete different being. He flies, he goes on the flowers, the food changes, everything changes. But there is a link. So, have you seen a butterfly going to speak with the caterpillars to say to them, come, become a butterfly, quick, don't eat so much. No, you must relax, brothers and sisters. If you want to eat, there is a need that is our mind cannot comprehend yet. It is part of nature to mature our consciousness, and the consciousness will mature through the amount of suffering needed for it. And on this, everyone is different. So you will feel a calling that will not come from your mind, that will not come from ideas, but will come from your heart, your intuition, from something that is higher. And then you will have a first experience. And from that first experience, you're going to raise vibration again. And raising your vibration comes from your own atoms. Your consciousness is linked to all your atoms, all your cells in your body. There is no difference. And I want to say that as atoms are outside your body, everywhere, you're linked to all of them. So when you think about yourself, we think about a separated being from the universe, separated from the colors, from the trees, from the chair, but we are one. When you expand consciousness, you understand that all the atoms around you, they are part of your consciousness also. This is why on the journey of Breatharianism, you will learn how to feed and nourish on yourself. And the way you identify to yourself will be the amount of nourishment you'll have available. So you understand that you need practice to be able to nourish on the clouds, on the trees, on the flowers, on the smells, on the sounds, on the thoughts, on your own action, on your own presence. But by practice, everyone will achieve. What seems unachievable. So there is an ancient knowledge that humans have, and this knowledge is a secret inside of us that we need and we can unlock. And Breatharian shows the way how to unlock it. You must not force yourself, but you must slowly find a safe way to organize your journey. I would like to speak about marathon now. To give you an example, concrete example. So marathon was a battle, Greek battle, very important. And the Greek won the battle and they sent the message of the victory to the closed city where there was the king. And so a soldier said, I'm going to bring the message of the victory to the city. And he ran 42 kilometers to reach the city and deliver the message of the victory. But he died delivering the message. So he used all this energy available to do this action. Now we know as humans that you can train your body to run a marathon. In every big city of our world, we have marathons organized, and people can run easily 42 kilometers if they practice. They train their body to build the structure, the muscles, the intentions, the willpower, the breath. All of this is needed to run a marathon, and it's going to take years. The same for Breatharian. Don't try to run a marathon from a day to another. Understand it is a long journey, and it's very different for everyone. So our experience as facilitators, we have a pranic center here, and we used to organize process on water only. It is too strong for a first experience. So we decided to change and to bring liquidity with calories for first experience. And it works much better. There are steps in your journey to Breatharianism. Like there are steps to run a 42 kilometers marathon. Now there is a semi-marathon. And to run a marathon, you start jogging. You can run 500 meters, then 1 kilometer, then 5, then 10. So the same when you do a process. You don't need to do 40 days on water, or 1 year, or plan ahead. Understand this information that we bring to you. There is the digestion, and there is the absorption of our body. Our body absorbs liquids, but our body needs to digest the solid food. And this takes a huge amount of energy out of us. Our senses of perception reduce. Our empathy reduces. We start to have all the physical problems that humanity is experiencing now is the cause and effect of too much suffering and holding the suffering. We just need a fraction of it. So by starting your journey on liquids with calories, I use calories to give you an idea because our civilization is structured today on calories. Take calories, even 500, 1,000 calories a day, or even 2,000 calories a day, liquid. You will bring peace to your digestive tract. That will enable you to start accelerate regeneration and healing process that is needed. On your pranic journey, you will need to detox, to heal, and then the energy will be available for your living, for your joy. But before, you need to go through these high and low moments. The same way when you're going to practice running, your muscle will ache, your bones will ache, you will need to rest. So on the Breatharian journey, you will need to take vacancy of the food, solid food, and then sometimes you will need to try again the solid food to understand and to bring your old self with you. New self, old self. In the beginning, your new self is very small. Not very much practice, but weeks, months, years, slowly you will expand. Your pranic body will expand. Your light body will expand. And your consciousness will change subtly, gently, softly, in the same way that your life will change around you. Because remember, who are you? You are not separated from anything around you. Family, friends, social activities. So much happening in this world. So we encourage you to find this very safe way to organize your transition. You don't really need to do a process. You just decide to start and to reduce, to exchange one solid meal for a liquid meal. It can be of any kind. We recommend you to experience different liquids and see what resonates for you. Some like it raw, some like it cooked, some like it a bit denser, some lighter. You can put some water, some days, less water, dilute less. This is a journey of experiencing how your body mass, that is the extension of your consciousness, is going to flow day after day. And we want you to understand that there are three main criteria for identifying pranic living effect in your body. Availability of great energy, at least enough to do daily activities. Your body mass weight is balanced. You're not losing weight anymore. You can decide how you want to look, your appearance. Have the mastery of only on liquids. Gain weight and lose weight if you want. It will take some time. You need to sculpture your body slowly with time. And the sleep. We have seen that with liquids, with calories, sleep is reduced of 25%. So 8 hours before would mean 6 hours afterwards. On water, we have seen around 50% reduction of time of sleep. But it can be more. We have seen sometimes people entering the process and after a few days sleeping 2 hours. Going out at night, walking kilometers, coming back, a lot of energy. So too much energy at once is too much. You're not prepared. You must learn how to use the energy. Because if you don't know how to use it, your old self knows perfectly how you're going to use it. You're going to go back on food to use the energy, because this is where we come from. We come from the caterpillar paradigm, eating every day a lot. So to change that has to be a harmonious change with less violence possible, no rush. You don't want to damage your body. And you want to bring happiness around you and not create fear. So, so fear is sometimes a tool that you can use to understand that if you see fears in the eyes of people around you, family, friends, partner, because you're acting a bit too extreme, then it's a part of you that is talking to you. So you can just surrender a bit and compromise with some calories just to make people happy around you. Happiness is the key of this journey. Very good. So I'm going to open to some questions, please.
Thank you, Nicolas. I invite all of you here to ask questions if you have, and I have a few that already come from the people online. What is the meaning of life for you?
The meaning of life for me is, I think there are no real simple words yet that can be pronounced, but for me it is linked to death. Life and death are the same, like black and white, hot and cold, left and right. So my life is a perfection and was a perfection as everything that is happening. Before my transition, I was not seeing perfection anywhere, and I was suffering very much. Now my life, I recognize everything that led to me in this instance, wonderful, a miracle. And so I accept fully my death that is going to come at any time, even in the next seconds. I practice joy for everything with detachment. Detachment of expectation. Before, I was afraid of dying. Now, death is part of life. But I understand not everyone can be in this situation to accept it. But you will see, if the joy will come, suffering will end, everyone will have a share of joy and everyone will have a share of suffering in your lifetime. This is part of the mystery of the universe. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas. And the next question. So it's not a secret that Raffaella and you are a very solid couple. And we want to know if you found differences in the life in relationship now that you are with someone on a pranic journey and your previous relationship.
Thank you. So we seem solid, apparently, but solidity and liquidity is, it is 5 years we are having this journey together. And in my past life, I was suffering very much for ending stories with other partners. And I was in my childhood. For 41 years, I was a child. We think that when you're 18, you're become adult. Ooh, it takes much more and it needs much more. Human being and human doing is very different. Expansion of consciousness brings maturity. And you need to experience all the different emotions, sufferings that exist, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual emotions, suffering also. So when I decided this journey, I said I will not let partners intervene in this journey anymore. This I decide because I was no longer suffering, and I said, "This is wonderful. I'm marrying with the universe. It's my new relationship." And it was so good to feel happy after a broken relation that I said, I'm entering finally eternal relation with consciousness. And then I said to myself, if I need to be alone all my life here in this body, I said, yes, I will do that. Because I was feeling really good. And then the universe brought me Rafaela, and I said, okay, let's try this new experience. And we remind each other that at any moment we are free beings in unconditional love. This means that whatever happens, you'll always be in my heart. I always love you. So everyone is free to love each other. This is the only way, my friends, true way to reveal your true self. And this journey out of suffering, out of food, at least with much less food, is the key to joy and to unconditional joy. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas. I'm laughing because I'm reading the next question. Is Breatharianism a way to perceive yourself special without doing nothing special?
So, so the feedback of people around me, I must admit, is very special. They think I am special. But since a long time, before I was a Breatharian, I always had long hair. My mother tried in so many ways to cut my hair when I was young. I would always escape, try to escape. It's difficult to find pictures with me short hair. So imagine 30, 40 years ago, long hair. I was grown up in the city of Paris. From behind, I had very nice hair, very like a woman. So people from behind would treat me as a woman. So I don't know why I'm doing all this, but this is what is happening. But people find me special to be normal. For me, it is normality. I recognize that I was always attracted by something that would satisfy me. So freedom is my quest. And on the road of freedom, I found this information of Breatharianism. That was the ultimate answer to all the questions and all the problems of freedom that I had. So I understand we have all of us are very special beings. Everyone has something that other ones don't have. This is why there's not anyone is more special than another. We are all together and everyone is needed and everything that happens is needed. Everyone that is doing something needs to do that thing and has to be respected for that. To let others free will bring you to more freedom. And so you can practice that. And by practicing this journey out of food, with less density, you'll raise and you'll heal. And you'll heal of the ideas, of the thoughts, of the problems you think are problems. Your mind will fall in peace and finally in service of consciousness, and not consciousness in service of the mind. Thank you.
Thank you. So this is a question from someone online, Imi, who is doing a 21 days process herself. And you said that the 21 days process is not necessary. So her question is how to do it by myself, step by step, if the 21 days process is not necessary.
So you need to slowly transform solidity in liquidity. The biting and the ripping, right? And the putting solid food, you will need water, you will need liquids to dissolve the solid food. This will take a lot of energy of your body. So if you use the liquidity before that your body transforms the solidity, it's better. You gain a lot of energy that you don't use for digestion. This will create the healing process. Because the neurons in your intestine, everywhere here we have neurons, everywhere in our body, but we're 3 locations with many, many neurons. The heart, the guts here, all the intestines, and the brain. When you free the intestines of the work of digestion, you gain a lot of consciousness, flows in a lot. And the information does not become solid anymore. It becomes liquid and it becomes prana. I use atomic energy is there. You don't need our digestive tract is still functioning. Even when you don't drink anymore, you don't eat anymore. You digest prana, you digest the chi, you digest the atoms directly, pure energy. But to reach that level, you need to practice a lot before. Practice slowly, at least 5 days of liquidity. Because everything that you're going to eat will take a few days to exit your body. So you want at least 5 days. If you do 2-3 days, it will be only physical detox. 5 days minimum to get out of physical detox. But maybe you need more days. And slowly you transition. And sometimes you will need to densify a bit more, you densify a bit more. And if you want to eat, you eat. But you organize your meal in a way that it is a ceremony for you. Very special purpose. And then the day after, you go back on liquids. And you practice slowly. And then, when you understand what you're doing a bit more, you sign up for a beautiful process with beautiful Breatharian facilitator. There are so many around now, 8 days, 7, 5, 10, adapted. And more, they are no longer process. You just get in touch with a facilitator. He will help you. Just a few sessions, direct connection, a few questions, an answer will solve many of your problems and doubts. You're going to have doubts and you can't respond to your own doubts. If you're in the problem, you need help from outside. You are not alone in this journey. We are all together. Thank you.
Thank you. I really love your Indian accent.
Me too.
The next question is about dry fasting. Have you tried dry fasting and what is your opinion about it and if you recommend it to anyone?
So I recommend not fasting. I recommend to go dry if you have experience. I did myself 10 days dry is my kind of record. I did I needed to wait 5 years. My first process was the first week dry. And I did it. But it was a challenge. But I was used to not drink during my martial arts lessons, so I didn't suffer problems of water. It drained all my body. I lost 14 kg in 7 days of my first week. And then on liquids for 5 more weeks, I lost 1 kg or 2 kg. So you understand that. And all this loss of weight, my body said, aha, Nicholas, this is the bill. And so after I needed to eat a lot, in a very, very compulsory way. So the purpose of dry is when you are stable on liquids and you have experience on water, then you can start to have dry days, but not fasting. Fasting is you start, you end, and you eat again. The paradigm of fasting is this: you want to heal or to lose weight. Breatharian and pranic living is not fasting. You want to stabilize your weight. These 2 questions we ask for people who sign up. Do you know about pranic living? And are you in good health? 2 things. And people say, and maybe the answer, and we look the answer. They need to be prepared, because if you want to lose weight, maybe you are not going to lose weight. Then you need to do a fast. And this is something else. With all the protocol of fasting. Cleansing, enemas, blah, 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 and everything. Instead, process, natural. This is highest technology ever created as human beings. It's already in us. We just need to awaken the possibility. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas. Next question. I ask this question because I think there are people confused out there. So it's good to point some specific information about processes in general. You think it's better to have more Breatharian facilitator so that the energy is increased, so that this energy can help people in them process? So it's better to have one facilitator only or many facilitators so that the energy of the facilitators can support the process itself?
Well, you need many facilitators. Look at yoga, example of yoga. 50 years ago, you needed to go to India to practice yoga. Then if you lay 20 years, 30 years ago, in the biggest city of every country, there was opening school of yoga. You could practice, but you needed to travel a lot in your country. Now look, you have yoga in every village. You can practice yoga. Even at home now, you practice yoga, but you look at someone who practices and shows you the perfect movement, and you can do the same. And everything is available now, but you look at who has been on the journey before. So what is a facilitator? A facilitator is like a mountain guide. You want to climb the mountain. You use a guide. The guide knows the track. You just follow the guide. The guide is not carrying you. You are the one using your legs on the journey. Then when there is a problem, the guide is there. You ask the guide and he takes your hand and helps you on the journey, because he knows when it's going to become a bit dangerous. He will say to you, be careful here, be careful there, but you're doing great, or you're doing not great. Be careful, this could happen, this could not happen, but it is your journey. Don't surrender to facilitator. Facilitator is no guru, no teacher, no master. Breatharian is about freedom of yourself. So how can you surrender to? You want to gain power, not to lose power to anyone else. Thank you.
Thank you. That was important to say. We are here to be free. Yeah. You said that you experienced an expansion of consciousness through your pranic journey. How did you experience it?
So to describe the different events of this expansion of consciousness is you need to go through, you recognize it after. So you recognize it because you don't have emotions in you that are challenging your life. I realized it the first time I was with a partner, and my second process, I was 21 days on water with Henri, my friend Henri Montfort, level 4, and I had all the criteria. I stabilized weight on day 21, had great energy, sleeping less, but we were 28 in the process, in a safe place. It was very easy. Then I moved in my other field of life, and there was my partner that was not Rafael in that moment, waiting for me, and she was hungry. She wanted to eat. So my energy was not matching hers. I needed to surrender again to food. After 2 weeks, I was decreasing weight slowly every day, 100 grams. And I said, this is not sustainable. And I understood there that all the energy around you is part of you. This is why the best retreat you can do is in your daily life. You don't change anything. You just start the process where you are, in the city, doing sport, going to work. This is how we are going to transcend this civilization. And this is what we experience since 2 years. We are having process online for this happening that is enslaving everyone. So Naida, I don't remember the question anymore. What?
How did you experience the expansion?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. And so my partner, we stayed together just 2 months, and then we quit it. And I said, wonderful. Now I can do pranic living. I can not eat as much as I can. So I was taking back my freedom. And this was amazing for me. Finally, I was feeling I was growing up in somehow. It took me years to understand what I'm saying to you. You will not understand when it will be happening. You will understand after. The same way you do a process 21 days, 10 days, you will not understand what is going to happen to you. You will understand in months and years after. A seed will come of expansion in you, and it will take a long time, probably, to expand. Look at the journey of all the Breatharians, famous Breatharians in history. It takes time. It takes time, a lot of time. This is why the process is very long. You can train. Look at the process now as a training, as a practice, not as a beginning and you're going to become a Breatharian. And remember, Sister Jasmine wrote that book 25 years ago. It means it was an information for 25 years ago. This is why we're doing this festival, to bring new information every year of all the Breatharians around. You want to be updated. You want the last computer, the last iPhone, the last everything, the last information. So the same, check the date of the video and check the date of the book you're reading. Thank you.
Okay, from our audience are asking if he can give a schedule on a liquid diet path and also alter on a path of liquid and alternating solid diet. If he can give a sort of a schedule of when and what to drink and what to eat.
Thank you. So from the solid point of view, we all come from a different habits of food. So you need to keep these habits and don't change too much. So it is about quantity. So you can continue eating the same things because it's better to eat things that your body is accustomed to. Just because your body knows the information. And he says, finally, you give me chocolate cake or you give me a slice of pizza. It's okay. Your body knows. Because some people, if they are used to cook food and they go to raw, they will suffer the transition. It will take time. And the same in the other side. Same for liquids. It's okay. If your body is used to coffee, you go on drinking coffee. You just reduce the amount until just the flavor of the coffee will fully replenish you. Just the idea. We have all the informations already in us. The caterpillar is storing information to be free. So you need to be in abundance. Huh? I've never seen a thin caterpillar becoming a butterfly. So you need to have all the information of the food enough. And when you're done, it's going to happen. So sometimes, so for the numbers of days, we say 1 meal, 2 meals a week is about, is good. You can do 1 meal a day also is good. It depends where you start from. If you start from 3 meals a day, solid meals, then you can go to 2, and then sometimes to 1, and then maybe jump back to 3, and then go back, play around. We need to play around with density. And 2 days of solids can be maybe 1 day or 1 meal, or it can be 3 or 4. Sometimes people need to surrender a bit more. This path is so wonderful that there's no way to have something for everyone, generally. For each one of you, there's going to be something adapted, and you want to be the one that is going to find your own resolution to yourself. No one can make you free. You're the only one. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas. And the last question is about your vision of the next festival. Yeah,
Thank you.
That's the last question of the 2021 festival. You already are envisioning the 2022.
You too.
And yeah, let us know.
Yes, thank you, Naida. So first, this was an amazing happening. It happened. So the universe is allowing this manifestation still to continue. So I was see big for the next festival. We're going to use still this platform of Zoom that is giving us a lot of help to share this information in many different languages. And we're going to expand it in different languages also. We are going to have more days available on in presence instead of, we started 5 days and then 8 and then 10, this year 12. And we want to expand and give more time to enjoy the place in nature and to enjoy the presence of each other's, to make friends, socialize in time, and discover the beauties of the country, Italy, So we are planning more days and more speakers also. Many speakers want to speak, and we try to bring always new speakers to give fresh informations, new informations. And I must say thank you to all the beautiful team that make this possible. And all the translators, the technicians all around the world that are helping at distance. The first year with Naida, our presenter. So if she was happy, and if you are happy, we're going to keep her for next year. And all the Breatharians in the universe, thank you so much for your presence and supporting this information.
And with this, we close the last conference. Thanks, Nicolas. And yeah, I can envision a longer festival, but with the teaching of this year, a rhythm that will be more mellow. Because I remember the first years, everything was condensed. People were just jumping from one conference to another conference to another conference, and no time for integration and really just share with each other and rest. So yeah, thanks everybody.
Thank you,
Nicolas.
Naida. Thank you, everyone.
I would like to turn the camera so that you can see how beautiful this nature is. And before I just wanna show you our technician, Fabio, who made miracles. He's a magician. Make it happen.